So the so-called leader of the Democrats in the House, Congressman Hakeem Jeffries, was asked yet again about Zohran Mamdani, and guess what? Like the mealy-mouthed little corporate Israel first bitch that he is, he declined again to endorse him. Now, in a minute, I'm gonna break down his pathetic loser non-leader answer, but first I want to say this. The Democrats are going to start to say a lot, and you're going to hear it a lot as the midterms get closer. We need to take back the House so we can make leader Jeffries speaker. I'm telling you now, you're going to hear it a lot. Anyone who says that, unserious. You're an unserious person. You're an unserious congressperson. Because this bitch is not a leader. He deserves to be voted the fuck out of office, not be made the leader of the House. And anyone who says he's the leader and you need to rally around him and he needs to become the leader of the House is also unserious, and you should not trust them. You should be very suspicious of them. Because it means at best, they have shit political instincts. And at worst, they're corrupt. Because this fucking mega poser doesn't have any leadership qualities. The way he answers this question, the way he doesn't answer the question, I should say, tells you everything you need to know about his so-called leadership. Okay, let's break it down.
You have not publicly come out and endorsed him yet. And I'm curious what you're thinking. Well, he ran a strong race in the primary, obviously, relentlessly focused on affordability, which is a big problem, of course, here in New York City, along with every other part of the United States of America. And he outworked the opposition.
So
he outmessaged the opposition and outorganized the opposition. But now during the general election, of course, he's going to have to demonstrate to a broader electorate, including in many of the neighborhoods that I represent in Brooklyn, that his ideas can actually be put into reality. And that's, the conversation that he's having with me and having with people who are community leaders and residents in the 8th congressional district I serve.
And that sounds like you're not convinced that yet.
Well, we had one initial conversation. It was a constructive and candid conversation. It was centered around the community. And in that conversation, he indicated he'd like my help in putting together additional meetings with members of the congressional delegation, as well as leaders in many of the communities that I represent in neighborhoods like East New York and Brownsville, Canarsie.
First of all, coming out and saying the neighborhoods I represent is doing a lot of work. We could talk about who you actually represent, but let's talk about your district and those conversations that you want to have. Zohran Mamdani won Hakeem Jeffries' district by plus 12. Plus 12. This motherfucker is sitting there going, well, I'm not sure if I'm ready to endorse him yet. We gotta have more conversations about my neighborhood. He won your neighborhood, bitch! And what do you mean he has to demonstrate that his ideas can be put into practice? I thought you supported his ideas. You started this segment out with, he ran a great campaign, relentlessly focused on affordability. Ain't that what you bitches pretend to care about? Since the fuck when does any Democrat win a primary and they go, oh, actually, we can't endorse them. We've got to see them demonstrate something first. That never happens. When that fucking hack George Latimer ran against Jamal Bowman and unseated him without the help of any of you bitches defending him, did you see any of the Democrats, including Hakeem Jeffries, come out and go, I don't know, we're gonna have to see George Latimer really prove that he can put his ideas into practice? No, of course you didn't see that. You didn't see Hakeem Jeffries saying he was gonna have to wait and see, because George Latimer is an AIPAC shill, just like his friend Hakeem Jeffries. You guys wanna guess where George Latimer is instead of meeting with his constituents during this recess? Of course. He's in the Israeli regime right now, spending the congressional recess with his real bosses. So let's get back to this NPC. I'm gonna borrow a page from Blue MAGA liberals who always say, you're helping Trump, you're helping Trump. Why are you helping Trump? Because Zohran said he wanted to protect New Yorkers from ICE, Trump is threatening to bring in the National Guard. Trump is actually working with Andrew Cuomo, had a phone call with Andrew Cuomo to talk about how they could undermine Zohran. And what has Hakeem Jeffries done? Undermine Zohran at every turn. Why are you helping Trump? And then I want you guys to ask yourself these other two questions. Question one. Why does he keep saying things like, we have to figure out if his ideas work, while he's simultaneously pretending to support his ideas? He says that he agrees with the fact that Zohran Mamdani ran on affordability and helping regular everyday New Yorkers. So why is he trying to undermine him? I thought he agreed. No, you guys, this again reveals how full of shit the Democratic Party is. They really are so fucking full of shit. They don't care about anything they claim to care about. They don't believe in any of the things that they run on and say they care about. When they say they're running on affordability and helping everyday people, and that they want to take on the greed and the corruption of the ruling class and help everyday people afford healthcare and housing, they're lying. Because when somebody actually comes out and runs on that specifically, and not in a vague way, because Democrats love to use that to get votes, but they always keep it vague. They always keep it vague. We're going to run on affordability, access to healthcare, but we're not going to talk about specifics. But then when somebody like Zohran Mamdani actually runs on specifics, saying, this is how I'm going to fight for New Yorkers to be able to afford to live here, Democrats, including the fucking leader of the House, come out and go, I don't know. come out and undermine him. Come out and try to kneecap him as he's trying to win. And don't give me that, well, they're afraid he's not going to be able to appeal to a more broader electorate. Oh, really, bitch? Oh, really? Because he's actually accomplishing what Democrats pretend to want to accomplish. When was the last time you saw a fucking progressive beating a Republican among conservatives? This is a Fox poll of conservative voters. The left candidate that they're saying is so radical in a general election is beating the conservative among conservatives. When was the last time you saw that? This is incredible. Democrats should be thrilled about this. They love to talk about how they want to appeal to moderates, but they're not. What does that tell you? Liberals, blue MAGA Democrats like Hakeem Jeffries and Chuck Schumer, Kirsten Gillibrand, and all the other fucking hacks in the New York delegation and the leadership in the Democratic Party, they pretend that the reason why they're undermining the left or the progressives is because they're worried that they can't beat a Republican or that they can't win. When the reality is, and the election so far of Zohran has laid this all out to bear, is that what they're actually afraid of? Is him being successful. They're actually afraid of him winning, because then they might actually have to confront all the promises that they make and all the things that they claim to believe in and that they claim that they're fighting for that they're actually not. What it does is it reveals that they're lying. It reveals that they're frauds, and they can't have that. Because again, these are the same bitches that say things like, oh, the reason why we undermine progressives is because we're afraid they can't win in the general. Then you're going to need to explain to me why you're undermining Zohran when he's beating a Republican in the general. You're going to have to explain to me why you're undermining Zohran when he not only beat all of you bitches in all these congressional districts, but he got more votes in a mayoral primary that has happened in 40 years. The enthusiasm for Zohran Mamdani and the way that he has won and the coalition that he has built is unfucking deniable. So all of his political speak, hula hooping around answering the fucking question is all just a diversion from not wanting to actually confront the real reason why he doesn't want to endorse him. And the real reason why he's withholding his endorsement and why the others in the New York delegation have not endorsed him is A, because they're all shills of the Israeli regime and they do not want to endorse someone who had any criticism of the Israeli lobby, of which all of them are beholden. And the second reason, which I just explained, is that it would reveal that the emperor has no clothes. It would reveal that they are all full of shit liars, that all of the we care about the working class and representing regular people and we're about fighting for affordability in healthcare is all a facade. They don't believe in any of that, which is the reason why when somebody actually comes out and runs on what they claim to stand for, they're trying to destroy him and sabotage his campaign. Again, under the guise that they're worried that he can't build a coalition and win when he's already proven he can do both. If the way that they've treated Mamdani has not revealed to you that they don't believe a single fucking thing they claim to, then I'm not sure you want to know the answer. But if you do, you should ask them. If the Democrats' agenda really is what they say it is about, helping working people, affordability, taking on special interests, focusing on bread and butter issues, building a broad coalition, then why are they working so hard to undermine the candidate that is doing just that?